You are now just a few steps away from donating. How exciting! You will have received all the details about your donation day, including what time to show up for your donation and how to prepare. Also, if you're having your blood stem cells removed from your blood through a peripheral blood stem cell donation, you will have started your course of injections to stimulate your body to make plenty of stem cells in your blood. If you are donating bone marrow, you don't need these injections. Depending on how far you live from the collection centre where you'll donate, we may have arranged flights, transport and accommodation for you in a nearby hotel. Just a tip, we recommend bringing a friend or family member for extra support while you donate. We'll cover their expenses just like we do for you. You may also want to bring a device for watching movies or listening to music, some headphones and a charger. We'll also send you a special donor gift pack with a few goodies that you'll want to bring with you on the day. If you've been taking injections, you may feel a bit tired and achy before your donation. This is completely normal, as making lots of blood stem cells can be tiring. Regardless of how you're donating, we recommend not drinking and having a chilled evening. On the big day, you'll be told to arrive at the collection centre early, as donations usually start first thing in the morning. Wear comfy clothes with sleeves that you can easily roll up. Once you arrive, you'll be welcomed by the collection centre staff. They'll ask you to sign some forms and give you information on where to go. Peripheral blood stem cell donations. If you are having your blood stem cells removed from your blood, you'll be donating in the apheresis unit through what's known as a peripheral blood stem cell donation. You'll have blood samples drawn to check your blood count. After this, there could be a short wait time while everything is prepared. You're just moments from making a big difference in someone's life. A needle will be inserted into each of your arms. Rest assured that the collection centre team have lots of experience inserting needles and will be as gentle as possible. Your blood will be drawn out of one arm and passed through an apheresis machine. This machine filters your blood stem cells out into their own bag. The rest of your blood is returned to your body via the other arm. This process can take anywhere between 4 and 6 hours before enough blood stem cells are collected. You will need to keep your arm still for the duration. So feel free to watch movies, read a book, listen to music, sleep, or chat with your support person. You may feel hungry or thirsty during the procedure, so don't forget to eat and stay hydrated. Your donor gift pack will have a water bottle for you, or feel free to ask the collection staff or your support person for help. We are often asked about using the toilet, as your arms need to stay still. A staff member will assist you in discreetly using a bedpan. If you are unsure or have any questions during the procedure, don't hesitate to ask your nurse. Once the donation procedure is done, your blood stem cells will be counted. This may mean you have to wait around for a bit after your donation. If the required number of stem cells have been collected, you can return home or go back to your hotel to rest up. You will probably feel very tired, so make sure you get plenty of sleep to help with your recovery. If not enough cells are collected, we'll ask you to come back again the next day. Before you leave, we'll give you another G-CSF injection. Usually the collection on day 2 takes much less time. Donating your bone marrow. If you donate your bone marrow, you'll be taken to the day surgery unit after signing your consent forms. Your anaesthetist and haematologist will talk you through the entire procedure and answer any questions you may have. Once the clinical team is ready, you'll be assisted to the procedure room. Your anaesthetist will put you under general anaesthesia, so you won't feel a thing. Your haematologist will remove the bone marrow cells directly from the back of your hips with a special needle. The procedure can take up to an hour to complete. After, you'll be taken to the recovery room until the effects of the anaesthesia wear off. You'll be moved to a short stay unit where you can rest. When your doctor decides you are ready to be discharged, you can head home as soon as you're back on your feet. Recovery. Donors who had their stem cells collected from their blood usually feel fine 1 or 2 days after donation. These donors may experience some mild side effects, such as mild flu-like symptoms like a headache or body aches. Taking paracetamol should help ease this. Bruising around the needle sites. Apply a cold compress to the bruised area to help it heal and disappear quickly. Tiredness is also common. Make sure to rest and avoid strenuous activities for 48 hours. Donors who had their bone marrow collected are usually back to their regular routine within a week or so. These donors might experience some of the following side effects: pain around the hip area where the needle was inserted. Taking paracetamol should help relieve the pain. We advise against taking aspirin. Stiffness and soreness in the hips. Some gentle stretching can help here. Colourful bruising can also be seen around the area. Don't worry, as this should subside within a week or two. Fatigue. Try avoiding any strenuous activity for about a week. Follow-up. Regardless of how you donated, your donor support coordinator will contact you within 72 hours of the procedure and then weekly until you feel fully recovered. After 3 months, we'll contact you to book an appointment with your GP. We'll give you a form to give to your GP, explaining your donation procedure and asking them to conduct a general checkup and take a blood sample. This is so we can check your blood count to make sure you've bounced back. Once we have received your results, we'll let you know if additional tests or investigations are required. Finally, we'll contact you annually for the next 10 years to see how you're doing. This adds to the long-term evidence gathered around the world that the donation procedure has no lasting effects on donors and lets us know if there are any health issues that your recipient might need to know about. What happens next? After you donate, you're probably wondering what happens next for the patient. Shortly after, they'll be infused with your blood stem cells or bone marrow. This will allow their bodies to kickstart the creation of healthy new blood cells. It usually takes up to 100 days post-transplant for a patient's blood count to return to normal and rebuild their immune system. At this point, we may be able to provide you with an update on how your recipient is progressing. In approximately 5% of cases, a second donation is requested to provide an extra boost where needed. Requests for a second donation are usually made within the first year, although it's possible to be asked later. If asked, it's always up to you to decide whether to donate again. A transplant can be a long road for most patients, and some may experience post-transplant complications or relapse. Sadly, some patients will not survive. How well your recipient responds to the transplant depends on their diagnosis, whether they experienced any serious complications, whether they had a previous transplant, their age, and so on. However, it is safe to say that their chances of survival or being cured are much better with your cells helping them than without. The purpose of the transplant is to give the patient the best possible chance of extending their life, which is exactly what you have done. After donating, do I stay on the registry? Your details will be withheld from any new patient searches for 2 years following your donation, but you may still be contacted within this period to donate again for the same patient. After 2 years, unless you tell us otherwise, your information will be made available to match with new patients and will remain so until your 60th birthday. If you want to write to the recipient to ask how they're doing, we can pass it on to them. Sometimes the recipient or their family will want to write to you to show their appreciation for your generosity. If you are happy, we will forward it to you. We ask, however, that all correspondence be kept anonymous, meaning no mention of names, addresses, location, birth dates, or where you donated. We check all correspondence to make sure no identifying information is shared. This is to protect you and your recipient. If it has been 2 years since the transplant and there has been an exchange of letters and cards between you and your recipient, you can let us know if you would like us to share your contact details with the recipient. If your recipient also asks to share their contact information, we will arrange for this information to be exchanged so you can both get in touch directly. Please bear in mind that sometimes recipients may find the thought of making contact with their donors too overwhelming, or they may still be too ill. Recipients in some countries just aren't allowed to make contact with their donor. So try not to feel discouraged or disappointed if you don't hear from your recipient. It certainly doesn't mean that they're not grateful for what you have done for them. If you have any more questions about donating, recovery, or follow-up, please contact your donor support coordinator. Remember, your donation has given the patient a second chance at life, and we can't thank you enough for your selfless act.